I have never stolen hundreds of millions of dollars from the MTA. I have never hounded the 13 women who credibly accused me of sexual harassment. I have never sued for their gynecological records, and I have never done those things because I am not you, Mr. Cuomo. And furthermore, the name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I. The name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I. The name is Mamdani, M-A-M-D-A-N-I. You should learn how to say it, M-A-M-D-A-N-I.
Just months ago, Zohran Mamdani stood on a debate stage taking on one of New York's most powerful political figures. Now, he's the city's first Muslim mayor.
On January 1st, I will be sworn in as the mayor of New York City. So Donald Trump, since I know you're watching, I have 4 words for you. Turn the volume up.
مرحبا أنا اسمي زهران ممدان.
The 34-year-old Indian-Ugandan American, once polling near zero, has rewritten New York's political map.
سنراكم.
With a social media-fueled campaign, he defeated favourite Andrew Cuomo and a Democratic establishment that refused to back him.
This campaign has built the largest volunteer effort in New York City history.
And along the way, he's collected a few powerful enemies.
I think he's terrible. He's a communist. The last thing we need is a communist. Frankly, I've heard he's a total nutjob. I think the people of New York are crazy. If they go this route, I think they're crazy.
A self-declared democratic socialist, Mamdani has built his campaign around affordability and equality, calling for a freeze on rents, free buses and childcare, and city-run grocery stores to tackle food insecurity. He's also been an outspoken supporter for Palestine, calling for an end to US military aid to Israel and an arrest warrant on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
He would arrest you if you came to New York City. If he was mayor, are you concerned about that? Give a response.
There's enough craziness in the world, but I guess it never ends.
His progressive platform, views on Palestine, and unapologetic Muslim identity have propelled his rise, but they've also made him a target for Islamophobic attacks. So how did he go from a political outsider to the mayor of one of the US's biggest cities?
God forbid another 9/11. Can you imagine Mamdani in the seat?
I could. He'd be cheering.
It's another problem. But can you imagine that?
Yesterday, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed when a radio host said that I would cheer another 9/11. Yesterday, Eric Adams said that we can't let our city become Europe.
So how did he go from a political outsider to the mayor of one of the US's most important cities? Born in Kampala, Uganda, Mamdani moved to New York with his family aged 7. Before running for mayor, Mamdani built his reputation as an activist and community organizer in Queens, working on local campaigns, joining housing advocacy group Chaya, and taxi drivers in a 15-day hunger strike in 2021. By then, Mamdani had already turned activism into electoral success and won a seat in the New York State Assembly in 2020. The first South Asian man to represent Queens' 36th district.
Tonight, we made history. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done.
Mamdani went from being relatively unknown to a celebrity overnight. To tackle the cost of living and narrow New York's wealth gap saw him beat all odds and defeat favourite Cuomo 56 to 44% in the Democratic primary in June 2025. Cuomo, once the state's most powerful Democrat, had returned to politics after resigning as governor amid sexual harassment scandals. But while Cuomo leaned on old alliances and wealthy donors, Mamdani's grassroots, social media-driven campaign resonated with a new generation of voters.
Is that my time?
You know, man, we did your smile.
Let me see that.
Now, after Mamdani won the mayoral race, many see his rise as a wake-up call for the Democratic Party. Backed by progressives like AOC and Bernie Sanders, he was dismissed early on by party insiders, with figures like Bill Clinton endorsing Cuomo and the New York Times warning against his candidacy.
Not everything is a TikTok video. You're the savior of the Jewish people. You won't denounce globalize the Intifada, which means kill Jews.
Mamdani's pro-Palestine stance, backing non-violent boycotts and sanctions, has seen him a target of a smear campaign by both traditional Democrats and Republicans alike, portraying him as dangerous for Jewish New Yorkers.
Specifically growing up in South Africa post-apartheid, it felt as if one of the most natural things to wear around my body was a keffiyeh.
His Muslim and South Asian identity have also been weaponized against him, from right-wing hosts mocking his culture.
And he puts these videos out online of him eating rice with his hands, which, by the way, is not something that Americans do. That is third world behavior. The goal here is to undermine Western civilization, to fetishize the third world.
To racist parodies online.
Tonight, we celebrate Rosh Hashanah with a festive family dinner and dance joyfully to the beloved song, Jihada, Nagil Jihada.
Cut.
It is whether we are willing to say goodbye to anti-Muslim sentiment that has grown so endemic in our city that when we hear it, we know not whether the words were spoken by a Republican or a Democrat. We know only that it was spoken in the language of politics of this city. In an era of ever-diminishing bipartisanship, it seems that Islamophobia has emerged as one of the few areas of agreement.
Despite the anti-Muslim rhetoric and backlash, Mamdani's grassroots social media-fueled campaign defied the Democratic establishment and made history as New York's first Muslim mayor.
New York will remain a city of immigrants, a city built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and as of tonight, led by an immigrant.